Been auditioning the other vids. Now we're going to talk about the last one of the main four. The 1966 Fender Mustang. This guitar I bought last summer for $1,000 at Tommy's Guitar Shop, after waiting patiently for several months for him to get it all fixed up. When I first saw this guitar, it was hanging on the wall of his store with messed up wiring, messed up tremolo, the nut was in the wrong place. Whoever last had this guitar bastardized the hell out of it, and he put it in perfectly good working order. Apparently he must have been listening to me, because even the setup was exactly like something I'd like, so I went ahead and bought it, and it's pretty much become a mainstay in the collection now. It's actually replaced my Explorer as the out-of-phase guitar because of the phase switching on it. I don't know what body wood it is. Some people are arguing with me that Mustangs were never made in poplar or mahogany, whereas other people argue that they have been, and then other people argue that they're basswood, and there's all this arguing going on over body woods of Fender student models. I haven't stripped this down to figure it out, and to be honest, with the finish it has, I don't really want to do that. It's pretty much all the original parts, original trem, original pickups. Pickups are dated 6/1/66. So, I mean, it's pretty much a complete 66 Mustang. It's a V-width neck, so it's a little bit chunkier than my other offsets are, which all have really super skinny, fast necks on them. It looks like it's never had a fret job before, and it's never really needed one because I don't see any grooves or very much wear at all on the frets, and they look like they're the original ones. But then, of course, the thickness of the fretboard may have me thinking otherwise, so I don't know. It did have the nut replaced. Only one unoriginal part, as far as I'm aware, is the tuner. And it pretty much, I checked it over, it's a full-on 66 Mustang. I mean, pretty typical 66 Mustang at that. I mean, it's got the Noit, the single coil pickups. It's got the typical Mustang sound to it. The pickups are 5.9. One pickup, the neck is 5.9K, and the bridge is 5.1K. So I actually have a stronger neck than I do bridge pickup. Anyway, I bought it and I gigged this, and gigging this guitar is excellent for live work. I mean, it doesn't squeal. The pickups are, I don't know if Fender potted them at the factory or if they've been potted sometime in its life since, but I mean, it doesn't squeal. It's pretty much a live performance guitar. There's one thing unique to this guitar, though, very unique actually. Right here, my bass side spring adjuster is seized, and I wanted to use 9s on this guitar, and the problem was if I used 9s with both springs installed and that one seized, I couldn't get enough tension to make the vibrato float properly, so I took one of the springs out and left one in on the adjustable side, and it's perfect. I mean, it's probably the smoothest whammy bar I've ever used. Mustang trem with one spring. There's also a reason for using one spring as well, is because in the 50s and 60s, and not a lot of people know this, super light guitar strings would be considered like 11s back then. So they had to put stronger springs in the tremolos on these vintage guitars to withstand the extra tension of the strings at the time. And then in the 70s and 80s, people started using 8s and 9s, taking banjo strings and putting them on the guitar, and that's when our super lightweight guitar sets started to come about. So this is strung up with Fender Bullet 9s, little out of tune. So yeah, you get to see plenty of me tuning by ear. There you go. And I mean, it's every bit as crunchy as a Mustang can be. You know, I actually use it on the lead channel on my Bagheera to get more of that crunchy sound. You know. Trying to play Don't Close Your Eyes by Dokken. So yeah, I mean, this thing can rock it with any other one, as I showed in the first vid. Really got a nice crunch sound to it. It really shows low output pickups do not hinder you from playing heavy rock. I mean, this thing's only 5K. It's lower than most Strats, and it still freaking, you know, grinds. However, I'm limited to using it with the lead channel on the Bagheera, because on this channel it's more, you know, it's got more of a deep purple kind of sound to it, you know. Yeah, so yeah, it's primarily what I use it for, is a deep purple, some of the stuff where I need a more of a crunch sound with a little more distortion on it. That's generally what the Mustang is used for. I mean, just like Jag Stang, vibrato stays in tune, you know. Even suits itself well to those Brad Gillis type gurgles and sounds, you know. And if I'm messing up on covers a lot, it's because I haven't been playing covers a lot. I've been playing my own band stuff most of the time. So yeah, that's pretty much what I use this guitar for. Now it's time to move forward to some of the other ones on my rack that aren't in the main four, but that I like to use a lot.